Oh, Warcraft 3, you were the pinnacle of my online gaming in my teenage years, through to my early 20s as the player base dwindled. The Battle.net ladder system had given me hours, actually weeks or even months of nostalgic memories attempting to climb the ranks since the release of the Frozen Throne in 2003. Fast forward years later to 2020, yeah, we won't delve into this mess. So today I present to you the Battle.net in whatever bloody state it's in now, hitting ladder 4 vs 4 games, since I'm a filthy casual team player, and seeing how many games it would take for me to reach 5 wins. So in Warcraft 3 you get access to 4 different races to play: the noble humans, the brutish orcs, the crusty undead, or the elegant night elves. So if you're familiar with my channel, I tend to do challenges here and there, so for this video I'll be playing as the human race but restricting myself only to using dwarven units. There will be a slight exception where I can recruit mercenary units if I wanted to, but not the heroes. I must apologise in advance to my upcoming allies should my restrictions cause me to be a liability. So here we go! Here commences game 1 with the dwarves in Monopoly. The first dwarf is out of the bag, and we see our allies going for an early expansion. And what's this? 3 minutes into the game and we see toxicity already? Battle.net, you really haven't changed after all these years, have you? Oh dear. No, you really haven't. With the yellow ally lacking the mental capacity to play online games, and then my green ally losing all his peasants to one demon hunter, this likely resulted to him mentally checking out of the game. My willpower only had me continue to grow my MK to level 3, to which then I decided there was no point to continue. Well, that's one loss into the bank. I just hope reaching 5 wins won't be this grueling. Game 2 in Northshire, Mountain King is out. Oh, and an enemy Blade Master came by to commit murder on a mere peasant. With a bit more creeping, our hero advances to level 2, to which I realise that murderous BM stole a creep and an item.
Must have killed the spellcaster one, nicking my XP and items.
A wanted criminal, I'd say. And what's this? An ambush by the same thieving murderous gremlin? With him claiming another dwarven brethren, all I wanted now was justice on this creature with blood on its thieving mitts. And there it was. Thanks to picking up the crystal ball, the Blade Master was slain, allowing my MK to reach level 3. That surely deserves a subscribe. The timing had me move into tier 2 to start the construction of my workshops.
He's probably going to get a butt ton of bats.
I had cautiously emerged from my dwarven safe haven and had spotted a band of orcish raiders. This was certainly contested territory as I engaged with the enemy night elf. During that fiasco of losing 2 riflemen to 4 archers, I had found that my yellow ally had, unfortunately, lost most of his base. With a clear declaration of war, I moved in to decimate the pink town along with the help of my orange ally. The blue enemy TPs in a tad late as the enemy MK falls to his death, resulting in the pink player abandoning his post. From then on, it was certain victory with the blue player leaving, followed by the purple player as the green engages in battle. With a couple of more hero deaths and my MK teleporting back to cure his wounds, victory was at hand, equalising my win-loss ratio.
1-1 so far. Nice.
Bring on game 3 in Sanctuary. My orange ally claims his skill level is not so good. Not to worry, no one on the Battle.net is here to judge, right? Oh, and that just happened. As the game progresses, my hero reaches level 2 as another enemy Blade Master harasses my neighbour's town. I cautiously creep looking out for that sneaky fella and oh, here he is, poking at me. Heading back to heal up a little and returning to the creep, I found the ogres and trolls are already dead. What a cheeky bugger stealing my creep like that. The enemy BM flexing his ego, he did decide to move on to harassing my town, but with a couple of towers exerting a restraining order, he didn't want to move in too deep but did knock down one of my scout towers. Cheeky bugger. Teaming up with Pink to take down some of the tougher creeps, the Mountain King levels up to 3 and we begin hitting the middle hard creep with the enemy Teal unbeknownst to being right on our tail. Whilst we were casually decimating the locals, Teal finally catches us red-handed in the centre of the map but foolishly engages 2v1 versus Pink and I. A futile choice as Teal decides to TP and the yellow enemy decides to sneak away. I went to make a fruitful purchase of the Boots of Speed, having begun the creeps guarding the merchant, raising the MK to level 4 with new footwear to flex on. The enemy commences their siege on my base but cautiously TPs out as soon as I TP in. By this point I have gyros on the way in preparation for that hefty army of air units, but not soon after they return with a big attack on my base again. My pink ally does come to attempt to save me, but it was all too late, to which my castle melts and he loses everything.
I think this is game.
Wondering where the rest of my buddies are, I then come to witness the army of my purple ally meeting with a bunch of bats pummeling their kamikaze nature into his chimeras. With only my Mountain King with his tasteful boots to flex my prowess making a hasty purchase on a staff of teleportation, the enemy finished off the remnants of my dwarven civilization. So to be a thorn at their side, I decided to aggravate them by committing peon genocide at the expansion, then committing further atrocities at the Yellow's main base. He TP's back to stop my MK's criminal activities, and with one last attempt to snipe one unit with a hammer throw, the Doctor survives. The pink base falls with him leaving the game, followed by orange. Okay, I will concede. That's 2 losses in the bank now. Okay, bring on game 4 at the Royal Gardens. And that's quite an interesting building placement by Green there. Creeping around, the MK then quickly hits level 3 after hitting the Expo creep. Speed boots are acquired and I start to expand. We hit out on a tough red creep and grabbed ourselves the Legion Doomhorn, which the purple enemy orc gets jealous and decides to do battle.
You're done. You're done.
Not quite the result I am sure he was hoping for. I begin my workshops and start hitting out the purple expansion. Alright, okay, he's checked out. Oh, well, the formidable elves want to do battle with the bearded folk, eh? Oops. Well, I lost everything. But never mind that, the gyros start coming and then the enemy decides to assert their dominance. My gyros try to spot their hippogriff riders, to which then blue backs out of the fight. By now my Mountain King has reached the heights of level 5, but my green ally backs out the fight too, forcing me to retreat as well. With another enemy advancement, we TP in to save his base from this heavy bombardment. My Mountain King was on the brink of death, but his stocky stature allowed him to sneak away from the side just here. We fended them off for another day, reducing the enemy teal and orange's mental capacity to zilch. We proceed to fight back on this final but not so grand battle, having the Mountain King learn his ultimate at level 6, by which the game is won. 2-2. So originally I wasn't thinking about including the score for game 5 in Ekrezem's maze, due to the fact that in the very early game, both enemy orange and yellow had left. But by the time my MK had reached level 2 and I had grabbed the speed boots, the enemies had sneaked through my deforestation into my base. Oh, I managed to get my hero to level 3 where my purple undead ally finally decides to turn up and help against the siege. This pushes them back and we follow a little to take back some map control, cautiously re-engaging. They end up right in my base again, to which my ally backs out and I accept that this dwarven civilization will cease to exist. So this whole time my green night elf ally was taking down the enemy base at the bottom, but very soon after the purple undead base was under heavy fire. What the hell was our teal ally doing? We'll check that out in a bit. So my vengeful blood was out for revenge, moving over to take down the enemy orange base burrow by burrow. The main hall fell to pieces, to which the purple undead base was razed to the ground as well. The purple undead joined me on this nomadic lifestyle, to which I helped clear up the firebolgs for this luscious water from the fountain of life to heal up. So what was Teal up to? We hastily came to the rescue, and with the pink cow put to rest, this grew my MK to level 5. Another attack onto one of our expansions, to which we went to defend this small haven, pushing them back once more. Having sent out my little dwarven squad to scout, I had spotted a wyvern force growing. Still, after so late in the game creeping with Teal, I instructed him to do his research after having noticed no research upgrades on the attack and defense of his units for gaining any ounce of hope for victory. Luckily I had noticed this as the pink wyvern army was close by, which I strongly advised not to engage with 2-2 upgrades versus none. Some casualties were lost to bats, which really was dwindling any source of hope if we could turn this around. At this point in this 4 versus 2 player match, yes, this was absolutely mental. I was very concerned as to why my allies were not getting any units. The enemy commenced their attack once again, but we had no army to defend it. Unfortunately, Purple lost his lich and he officially checked out of the game. Really, I don't blame him. So I took the liberty to command the Purple Death Knight with my Mountain King. We countered back by hitting one expansion and then moved on to the pink expansion. The enemy pink teleported in and focused all his efforts on the Purple Death Knight, but luckily he was holding an invulnerability pot, saving him from the brink of death. And with that, Pink retreats, accepting the fall of its expansion, to which we move on to the main base, which cements our victory 3-2. I really didn't think we deserved to win this one with our lackluster team play, and it originally being a 4 vs 2 game, but I'm taking this W. Okay, game 6 now, Northshire.
This is going to be pretty difficult, I think. Someone's left. 2 people's left. Other one left.
Right, game 7 now, Northshire again. Poor little kobold pulled just a little too close to my tower. Level 2, cleared the expo. Level 3 reached. Oh, hello. Let's help you pick off an orc here. Got me some tasteful boots again. With the commencement of our advances of map control onto the middle creeps, the orange elf engages foolishly, having him retreat out with a TP scroll. This allowed us to have some orc units picked off. Excuse me? Were you invited to my hometown? Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here! Soon after shooing off these vile green brutes, there was a further engagement versus a group of raiders into the enemy yellow base. Yeah, this was quite a mess as my gyros were taking down the enemy wyverns, but their hippos did butt my gyros to scrap. But at least my Mountain King was now level 5 and I had a few mortars bombarding at a distance. Taking a temporary break from the fight to have my hero recover from his wounds? Oh, were you invited to come back with me? Oh, never mind. As I pushed out, the orange night elf snipes down all of my mortars, but at this point my allies arrived to avenge their bearded spirits, closing in on our victory in game 7. Here comes game 8 in full-scale assault, one more win away from victory.
Oh, what? Yeah. Ooh. Bloody hell. Losing your heroes. Come on, let's snipe him. Nice.
Oh. Well, that was a complete mess. This was technically my 5th win, but we won't count this being a 4 vs 1 game, which we were, in fact, so close to almost losing. Next is game 9 at the Royal Gardens. Oh, and blue leaves immediately. The early creep game is on, bringing my Mountain King to level 2. The expansion creep is cleared with teal and we move on to the next one. Goblin Merchant is opened up, hitting level 3 with the purchase of speed boots once again. Just as I pulled the tough red creep, the enemy very timely started their engagement, forcing us to TP out. The enemy then pushes their advances, to which our orange paladin is hospitalized. This is not looking good. Teal loses his settlement and feels his presence is no longer required, ditching the game. Purple's Crypt Lord is sent to the depths, but I managed to scrape a level 4 onto my MK. Another fight to defend the undead base commences as I TP in with my morts. The fight I felt was going fairly well with my mortars doing great work, but a number of the spirit towers were raised. Purple loses his CL once again and removes himself from the game. Well, for a 3 vs 4, I have to say well done to the enemy team. I managed to squeeze the MK to level 6, to which I then decided this was a loss. Game 10 in Deadlock. Can we hit a 5th win here? Oh really? How hard is it to ask for a game with a full house? I went to start creeping early with a solo MK and what's this? A warden harass?
Gotcha.
That's the consequence of harassing a bearded man, my lady. We'll just go and take your creep. Oh, she's coming back strong in full force. So the enemy started to attack quite aggressively early down south at the yellow base, so I went to provide my support, but a very timely blue elf attack squad moves in to commit genocide on my peasants. Having spent my TP scroll already, I asked if a fellow ally could help.
Anyone can TP?
Anytime now.
No. Hasn't got a shop.
Soon.
Guess we're leaving it.
Ah, finally. Only a few casualties. I attempted to pick up a few units where possible, but it was getting quite dangerous, so I tapped out to grab some heals. Fortunately, Yellow didn't have a shop at the main town, so I had to head up over to the expansion where he situated the shop. Oh boy, Yellow Pala down. This is getting worse aware. Oh, and with my lack of focus in this key moment, my level 2 MK was put down, followed by the teal MK as well. Ooh, the path of victory was growing increasingly impossible as my great ally was having his rifleman walking down death row, followed shortly by his own Mountain King.
Oh, we got a warden.
With more ally heroes dropping one by one, I ported back to the grey base for a safe haven to heal up, but there was no shop.
He hasn't even got a shop up here.
Okay, I'll call it quits here. So, game 11 at the Battleground.
Oh my god.
Another one.
Oh, that's it. Well,
And another one.
give me a proper game, please, Battle.net.
So, game 12 in Ferilus. Creeping quickly, it opened up my expansion had the Mountain King reach level 2. Within just under 5 minutes of the game, contact was made with the enemy. Just as a side note to let you all know, every player decided to stay in this game. We ushered our way to the undead base to which they ported in on the defense. Pulling them out seemed to be a strategic move on our part, but we had not expected such an aggressive advance on their part.
Cancelled all that healing. That was huge.
With their might focused all onto my Mountain King, I had him teleported out of there just to live for another day. With the blue enemy hitting so deep into my ally Grey, I arrived to see all these injured footmen to be picked off. Blue lost everything and escaped with just his hero, so it was time for a counter-attack. The counter was a decisive attack versus his AoE combo, slowly whittling my unit's health down, but we were picking off units where we could and the shop went down. The purple night elf teleported in to save his blue human friend, so I backed out with my severely injured army. With the healing scroll working its magic, my gyros were in production and I went to join the yellow allies' advances onto the pink civilization. Success! Pink's main has been raised, but oh, our ally Grey is under heavy attack again. The enemy orange thinks, screw this, I'm out, as all this commotion is happening. Grey's main does fall along with his warden, but we did TP just in a nick of time to save him. The enemy backs out from our defensive arrival, so we switch to the counter-offensive once again to the blue human. Their air defenses were no match against my gyros as they got eviscerated. My ally with the ultimate from the level 6 Keeper of the Grove sealed our victory, causing the enemy pink and purple player to leave. The blue base is down. Oh, Battle.net, you never change. Blue finally leaves after 2 minutes, giving me the 5th and final victory for this challenge. It only took 12 games. Well, that was a lot more mentally taxing than I had imagined it to be. Hope you enjoyed something a bit different, folks. Feel free to pop a like if you enjoyed it. Not sure how many more of these I would do with the state of the Battle.net as always, but if you do want to see more, drop a comment and maybe consider subscribing. See you next time!